Well, as you can see, Tiny Prints is the name of this paper pack. Now, it is an 8.5 by 11 and fun to see all the colors inside. But this is what you can also do with it as you pair it with some paper towel. And that's what we're going to do today. So please, come play with us. Well, let's take a look at the Tiny Prints. Now, they are tiny, so we'll get the camera in close. You're going to get 16 sheets. They are single-sided, and you're going to get 2 of each one. So this absolutely charming tiny floral print, this super micro dot, and then you can see the honeycomb, and don't those 3 play well together? We've got this pink dot. We've got a blue all over pattern. We have this lime green. And then we have a neutral. This is kind of a ivory on white. And then we have a pop of orange. So some really fun designs. But the other thing that we found is that these play well with some of our paper towel. Now, you saw the first one in that first card. This is Mystic Feathers. It is a foil paper towel. Now, paper towel are die-cut pieces that you can, if you choose, elect to foam tape on top. So they're going to make a 3-dimensional design. I'll show you the cards that Teresa has made. And there's usually 3 designs that you can make out of every single pack, or you can elect to use them individually, your choice. Mystic Feathers is one. Also honeysuckle, this, and you can really see that with the pink and the black and the whites, and also with the lime. And this too is a foil paper towel. We also have Postcard Pyramid. Now this you can see playing with the blue, with the pink, and this has 2 designs. This is not foiled, so it is half the cost, but there is a postcard and you can raise it, and I'll show you what to do. The fourth thing that we found that combined beautifully are these foil die-cut tags and labels. In fact, you get 2 sheets. This is a 12 by 12, so you're going to end up with 26 foiled tags and labels. Oh, so pretty. Again, they're going to work beautifully. So let me set these aside and bring in that first card. And as you can see, this is a slimline card, and fortunately we carry those, so they're ready for you. And as you can see, Teresa began with this paper. This is that blue one, and just trimmed it slightly smaller than her slim line, which measures 3.5 by 8.5. She did add a ribbon at the top, and this comes from our Teal and Aqua. You can see that's a crepe. She likes to put the ribbon around the paper before she glues it to her card. That way she doesn't get any frayed ends. And then she just did a knot and zotted it right there. But first, let's get into what else she used. So, as I said, the paper towel is this one, and you can see this beautiful feather right here, and then all the other pieces that go on top of it. So it's really nice. In fact, this has an unusual number of pieces. I count up to 6. There's always extra art, so just wanted to let you know that. Now, I did mention that you can use these separately. So you could use this, then you could take this as a separate one. You could play with these individually. So it's whatever you choose. The thank you came from the fresh cut tags and labels. You can see this right here. How pretty that is. In fact, I think you can see it better on the card. You see that flash of foil. And Teresa added some dazzle. She used the tiny words and phrases. This is the primary colors, although she did use the black one right there. So that worked nicely. And then can you see at the top and the bottom of the card, down here and up here, she has 2 rows, and these are our thin line dazzles. This is the Pearl and Pastel collection. She used the Pearl Silver. In person, I can see it. It is subtle, but it adds just a beautiful touch. Now let's open up the card and see what else she's done. Here is that micro dot right in the middle, just Actually, I was going to say how wide it is. It's probably about 1 3/4 inches, but if you want the exact measurement, just look right below the webisode. You'll see all the cards. Click on any of them, and it will take you to see the directions. And you can even print them out if you want to. Now, can you see that flash of purple on the sides? Well, that is coming from a Miri cardstock, and this is the Chalk Box is what it's called. It is a purple, and Teresa used that to mat this piece. She did use the thin line silver dazzles on the edge. There is another of the paper towel that is just gorgeous right there. You can see a little bird. And then this is another of the foiled pieces, the tags and labels. And it is just so, so pretty. In fact, it is right here onto, there it is. There's the tag. So it's just beautiful. And then she's got the tiny words and phrases right here. You're the best. And again, a knotted bow right there. So really taking advantage of that slimline with that gorgeous feather, but then some other pieces on the inside. And I thought it was really clever to combine the mystic feathers along with the tags and labels. Just really, really pretty. Okay, let's go to our next card. And that is using the postcard pyramid. And let me bring that in just to show you, get another look of it. Here it is, postcard pyramid. And as you can see on the front of her card, Teresa has used a couple of the papers. So there's that pink, and then there is the ivory. So that's really pretty. And what she also did is, because she wanted a solid, she's taken the sunflower cardstock, and you can see the brown that she first covered her card before putting those two papers on it. And you see how nicely they accent the paper towel. Now this paper towel is just paper. It's not foiled, but it's going to do a really nice job for you. And just here is a bigger look at those two papers. And I know it might be hard to see the ivory, but it is quite beautiful. It's got flourishes in the back, and it's just beautiful. Now, when you do the paper towel, as you know, you're going to pop out the one that says number 1. And then when you pop out number 2, you're going to put foam tape. And as you probably know, you don't have to cover it with foam tape. Just a couple of pieces, maybe one on each end and one in the middle, will do it. And you can see that that's going to give you that frame. Then you're going to get these two pieces that are going to lift up right there. We've got some butterflies. There's always extra art also, so that's really nice. Now Teresa has added dazzles here. This is the We're Together More Colors. And so she's got that right there. This also has some little accents, and so that's where those little flowers are coming from. The butterflies, of course, are part of the postcard pyramid. And Teresa did add some pink jewel dazzles into the center. Kind of easier to see them when they're just individual, aren't they? Rather than that whole sheet of 540 of them. Now, Teresa did add some accents on the side, and that came from our straight edge dazzles. And this has black, white, gold, and silver. And you can see the gold to go along with the dazzles, really pretty. For the inside of her card, now she took out of the postcard pyramid this border that's right here. And you can see it at the bottom. She did mat it on that brown. And many of the pieces, every other piece is foam taped on top to give you a really nice border. Fits perfectly on our card. And then there's that pink dot. And again, we're going back to the foil to give you another look. And this is using the inside piece right here. And again, that foiling is just absolutely beautiful. The straight line dazzles in silver really accent that foiling. And we've got one of the extra butterflies here and more of the dazzles on top. And I do like having the thin line right underneath the greeting. I think that's a nice touch. So very, very pretty. Okay, now we're going to go into another sheet that she used, and this is the honeysuckle. And let me pull that out. Here's what it looks like. And it too is foiled, as I said. So there's 3 of the things that are foiled, and just doing a really nice job. So honeysuckle, and Teresa used a cutting die, and this is our Trifold Surprise cutting die. So if you have that, that will do well. If you don't have it, it's on order and it will be here shortly. So be sure to leave your email address. So Trifold Surprise, here is what the card looks like. And as you can see, we just open it, and isn't that nice? Just really simple but so effective. Now, something that we have on the website with the cutting die, but we will also have under these this card is the paper pattern. So that way you don't have to do any measuring, you don't have to do anything to make it tricky. And Teresa has used that orange on the front, and on the inside, as you can see, she has used that black, that honeycomb, which is so perfect with the bees, don't you think? Now, she also used that micro dot on the inside panels, so that's going to work really well. Now, what else has she used? Well, as you can see on the honeycomb, she has used the piece that's right here with that bee and the honeycomb octagon shape, and then layered it up. Then she also, on the inside, she used this, turned it on its side and layered it up. And she's added some dazzles to celebrate. And the dazzles that she used are the card Inside Out Primary. And what that means is that, you know, like there's a happy birthday and then celebrate. We've got sending warm thoughts, thinking of you. So there's a front and an inside message if you want to use it that way, but it works nicely. Now, do you see that shine on the top and the bottom? Well, that comes from our jewel border dazzles, and it's, I know that's a lot to see in one fell swoop. There are 31 designs on that sheet, but you can see how nice they do, just accenting beautifully. Now, Teresa also added some crystals. Now, these are called crystals. In fact, let me show it to you. This is the Mango collection, and if we get in close, you can see. So just right here in the center of the flowers, and center of the flowers on the inside there. There you go, really nice look. Now, these have a flat back, and they are faceted on the top. Something that works so well to pick them up is this double-ended jewel picker, and it has 2 ends. They both have a sticky surface so that it's really easy just to pick these up and put them down, and highly recommend. We've sold hundreds and hundreds of these. So there's a narrow end and a wider end, and eventually they may get non-sticky or a little bit less than sticky. Just clean them off with water. That will remove any fibers or anything that is stuck to them, and they will once again be your double-ended jewel picker. So that is this card, just really fun. And we do sell the envelope separately, so you'll be able to put your card in an envelope. Now, the next card is really something very different, and let me show you. It is this, and it opens in panels. So we've got a happy birthday right there, and then this is the second panel, and then that is the third panel. So I can show you there. There's the second panel. Oh, how pretty. And there is the third panel. Very nice. Now, Teresa began with a piece of cardstock. Of course she did. In fact, I've written it on the back side of it, so it's 11 by 5, okay? Then she's going to do some scoring. So I'm going to turn this over to show you. So measuring, as always, from the left side, she goes 2 3/4 inches, then 4 inches, then 7 inches and 8 inches. Each time she makes a score line. Now, Teresa recommended a tool. This is the Adorable Scoreboard, and you can put that and just score on each of the lines. It makes it really easy. It has the bone folder attached, so you simply pop that off and then just go down where you have marked it just to make those lines, and that's going to work really nicely. And we'll just do it on this end also. And just to get those 4 score lines. And then this goes back on. Yes, it makes a pop. That way you're not going to lose it. And this becomes our card. Now, you're going to be folding this, and it's an accordion fold. So we're going to start with a mountain fold. And a mountain fold is going to go up like a mountain, just like that. It's going to be followed by a valley fold. And that valley fold is a V. So you see the mountain and the valley. Then the same thing, we're going to go mountain, and we're going to end with a valley. Okay. Now you will want to take your bone folder or your scissors or whatever and go again over those lines just to make sure that they are really nice and tight. So this is what happens. Now we'll get our card and show you the next steps and what Teresa has used. So here we go. So you can see that this is becoming our card front, so right here. So what she's done, and let me go on the side so you can see that. There you go. You can see that that's how it's laying. So even though that is looking small, and it looks really large right here, it's because she has put a piece of paper and matted it to extend beyond that little card front. That's perfectly fine. Now what Teresa used, as you can see, are the papers from the Tiny Prints. And she's used the honeycomb, which you saw before, and just a layering. And I think I should really kind of show you the things that she used. Obviously, I'm sure you can see, she has used the foil tags and labels, because that's just going to give her that wonderful presence of product. In fact, you can see this is one that she used, that she placed right here, and she did mat it on top of that. It's just separated from the piece that's on the inside. So that's down, and then this was foam taped on top. The honeycomb paper has been matted on black. And Teresa did use white cardstock for her card base, but then she wanted to do some decorating. So what she has elected to use is 2 things. And the cutting dies, this is Windflower, and it too is on order, so it's going to be coming back. And then also the Bigger Leaves and Ferns. So you might not think that these large pieces would be used with flowers that are of this size, but let me just show you how beautiful they are. Because you tuck the leaves kind of under the flowers, that's why the bigger ones work so nicely. Now Teresa did use this cardstock. This is Ethereal Bouquets cardstock. It's going to give you 12 colors. And they are more in the darker range, as you can see, so they're not bright, vibrant. So they work beautifully here because they're a good contrast with all of this gorgeous foil. So you can see now, when Teresa die cuts any of the flowers or any of the leaves, she does something else with them. And let me just bring in what she uses. And I wanted to show you the colors. So as she die cuts them, after she gets a whole bunch ready, she goes into these ink pads, and I'm missing one, I'm missing Lagoon, and just taps with her blender brush into the ink pad and then just goes over the edges of every single flower. And you see how it's darker on the edges? That's the easy way to get that look. So for yellow flowers, she uses Honey Pot. For the teal, she uses Lagoon, which I didn't pull. For the leaves, she uses Pine Tree. For the pinker flowers, she uses a mix between Bordeaux and Plum Jam. So let me just show you more of them on the inside. And that's just a wonderful trick that works perfectly and does such a really nice job. Now, because Teresa used black for her matting and then also the honeycomb, she's also used some ribbon out of our black ribbon set. Now, she's used the grosgrain here, and as I said earlier, she just wrapped it around the matted paper. She does have a knotted bow right there, or knotted piece of ribbon right there, and then glued it to the top. Now, the top of this piece was glued to the top of the card, and you can see the white edge showing. Then she's placed all of her pieces. Now, that happy birthday that I'm not sure you're seeing terribly well comes again from that card Inside Out Dazzles. So it's right there. So that's our first layer. Our second layer is again a short layer, but Teresa has made it larger the same way she did on the first one. So this is that micro dot matted on black. You can see this foil piece, and she did mat that on black and just trimmed it to fit. She used the center of this on another project. So here we've got the outside frame, and don't the flowers do a beautiful job of framing that? The more candles, the bigger the wish. That is again the card Inside and Outside. So the more candles could be on the front of your card, the bigger the wish could be on the inside, or you can just put them together as Teresa has done. Now for her third layer, right here, this is the only one that is the size of the cardstock. So here again, she has used the black and white pieces. There are 3 in the tiny prints. And again, the foiled tag and label, matted or accented with the windflowers and the bigger leaves. And again, a dazzle in the center. So really pretty, a really striking card. So let me show you, to recap the things that we have. Everything is based on the tiny prints, and it's really nice that there are 16 sheets in there. Then you also will get the honeysuckle paper towel in foil. You'll also get Mystic Feathers. How nice is that? You will also get the pyramid postcards. Okay, so I'll tuck that over there. And you will also get these 26 fresh cut tags and labels that are all foiled. But for the Money Saver, you are also going to get a second honeysuckle and a second Mystic Feathers at no additional charge. So not only are you getting the Money Saver price, you're getting some freebies. You know how we love freebies. Okay, all of that is in the Money Saver on the right side of the screen. You know the drill. If you're seeing this on YouTube, I hope you've enjoyed it. Please like it. We ask you to subscribe so we can share our designs with more people. Do head on over to paperwishes.com. You can take advantage of the Money Saver. You can also see all the instructions down below. It's Teresa and Heidi write out the instructions, so that's really a nice added feature. And those are only going to be at paperwishes.com. So thank you for joining us. And Teresa, thank you for doing a wonderful job with these products. I hope you like them, and I hope you'll join us again at paperwishes.com.